What's up, guys? Welcome to a whole new episode of Toy Addicts Anonymous. I'm Carlos, the Badass Reviews, and my brother,
Toy Addict 26. What's up, everybody? How's everybody going?
What's
Today?
up? We have people already on the chat. We have a bunch of people on the chat already. All about villains. What's up?
Toy Fear.
How's everything? Yo. And we have who else? We have El Tenda's channel. Hey. We have also Toy Geek Soros. Hey, everyone. What's up, man? King Panther, of course, always. Greetings. What's up, man? How's everything? We have also with all faults, Sarge Parking. What's up, man? How's everything? And Lulu. What's up? We have also Lord Hoggy. What's up? Man, a lot of people. Jason Fitz. What's up, man? How's everything? Everything good?
Awesome.
And okay, guys, so a lot of stuff going on the toy community, a lot of crazy stuff, but hey, we have a very, very special guest, very good friend, awesome guy, amazing YouTuber, my brother, Toy Bro. What's up, man? How's everything?
What's up, guys? Thanks so much for joining us tonight, man. Yeah, it's going to be a fun show. Toy Fair is right around the corner. So there's a lot of speculation of things that are going to happen, and we also got predictions of, what could be revealed during the show. Are you going to be attending?
No, I'm not going to be there. Unfortunately, not.
Yeah, I haven't been to a toy fair in I want to say like maybe 6 years. I used to cover it for figures.com, and I remember going there. It was always blizzard weather, so it was like dealing with the elements, the snow. But it was fun, man, but it's just like kind of like the past. Let the new guys do all that coverage.
Oh, so you're old.
Of course I'm old. I'm not gonna fake it.
Jared, what's going on, man? Like, what's going on in life and the toy community? You saw the news today about Mattel?
Yeah, that's something.
That's pretty big, but it's interesting because we were just talking about McFarlane, and for me, I'm not a fan of the way they handle the DC license. The articulation is kind of weird. The scale is really off. It doesn't match with other toy lines or previous.
It doesn't match with its own line.
It doesn't. It's not in scale. My buddy was just like, he has this hate thing for McFarlane, but he loves DC, and I'm always sending him pictures with their solicitations, and he's really into classics, right? So he's a big Flash guy. I sent him a picture of Captain Cold, and I'm like, dude, this looks really cool. Might be up your alley. He ended up buying it, and he's like, bro, screw you, man. I bought this stupid figure, and he can't even hold his freeze gun because the handle of the gun is like this huge barrel, and then the hand is not open wide enough to hold it. So he looks like all retarded holding the gun, and then the holster is like this gigantic yellow big block on the side of his belt, and you can't even holster the gun in there. It's like it's just so many misses instead of like more misses than hits with McFarlane stuff. But
that was never my thing. So
yeah, no,
I like DC, but I don't really do DC figures. So
at all, like not even Mafex, no Batmans, nothing.
None of it.
I'm not a big DC guy
for a bit, and like when it first came out, and like this is awful. So
yeah, I'm not a big.
It's just not for me. I don't care.
I have a friend that he said that they're better in the package, and that's it.
Yeah. I don't even like the packaging. I think the packaging is some of the least inspired toy packaging I've ever seen.
I know, right? And it's all over the place because you have the page puncher, you have the regular ones, then you have the whatever, I don't know, the special edition, whatever. I mean,
it
is crazy.
There's gold, there's platinum, there's all these other things, chase figures, and
it's ridiculous.
It's like it's 1994 again. Chase figures are on the shelves, and
flat colors.
Carlos, if you want to share my screen,
sure.
I have the news here. So officially on Toy Book today, it's been revealed that Mattel is taking over for DC. They're going to be doing the DC action figures. So no surprise there, honestly. I know that when Mattel had DC Universe Classics, which was, in the heyday of the Four Horsemen, before they started kicking ass with Mythic Legions, um, they did some awesome figures. I think to this day, their Dark Side figure is the best Dark Side figure that you can buy out there. But
The classic,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
that's an amazing figure. I mean, I
yeah.
love that figure.
But the problem is, I remember when they transitioned, where the Four Horsemen were no longer sculpting DC Universe Classics. I think they did something called DC Multiverse or something like that.
Yeah, that's where the multiverse name came from. The Horseman did
Yeah,
like
and
a couple of
I did
those,
not
and that
like
was
those
it.
sculpts. Those sculpts looked like crap. Like whoever was handling toy design for that brand at the time, like I was just not a fan of the look of the figures and stuff like that. So, I'm just curious. Like obviously, Mattel must have shown some prototypes to Warner Brothers, right, to win this license from McFarlane. So, what do you guys speculate? Do you think it's going to be more in line with like the sensibilities and the articulation that we have today with Marvel Legends from Hasbro? You think we're going to be looking at more fleshed out, heavily articulated figures with Mattel?
I mean,
Jared.
if they're getting if this is the master license, we're gonna get. I'm assuming we're gonna get maybe more in line with Masterverse stuff,
Right?
because I can't. When's the last time Mattel did a full-on 6-inch line? Most of their stuff is larger.
Yeah, yeah.
And that doesn't mean anything. They can do whatever they want, right? So maybe this is going to be finally the time where a full-on 6-inch line comes out while Marvel Legends is going.
But do you think like last time the Masterverse line was like by the end, I think was pretty close to 6-inch, correct? Or it was still like 7 inches?
They're still 7. They're taller than your average Marvel Legends figure.
Masterverse are big boys. They're taller,
They're bigger than Classics figures in some cases. Yeah.
They're more like NECA scale, like they're most of like they're
no, but I'm saying, sorry, the DC Multiverse ones, the ones at the end of the Mattel era,
a little smaller. Yeah,
those were pretty much the same scale as.
But they were very close still. Yeah.
Yeah, as the DC Universe Classics.
They were meant to be mixed in with Classics.
Actually, yes, because they were using some of the body parts from Classics.
Yeah,
You're right.
Did a couple of those figures too. I have the one figure I have is one the Horseman did, the Reaper, I think is whoever it was. He's like a Grim Reaper looking guy. It's not a great figure really, but it's essentially a DC UC figure in the multiverse packaging.
They also did this one. I think it was like the Russian guy that is enemy with Batman or something like that. That he has like one arm that is like a gun or something like that. He has like a mask. He's like a luchador.
A luchador? I thought you were talking about Grifter.
He's a Russian guy. I think he's a Russian guy. Yes, KG Beast.
Oh yeah,
that one was also in the Classics book. I remember.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I don't know, because with Mattel and DC is always weird, because you have this line. I remember this line that was like a little bit smaller than 6-inch.
DC Icons.
DC Icons.
DC Direct.
That's DC Direct.
Very cool execution, but the figures were too tiny.
Yeah,
you know who actually sculpted those?
Who?
Carlos. Eric Sosa, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Our boy.
Wow. I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah, he did DC Icons. So just to read here the official announcement, Mattel and Warner Brothers Discovery Global Consumer Products enter a multi-year licensing agreement to utilize the DC franchise. With the partnership, Mattel will promote the DC universe through a full range of products. In this licensing agreement, Mattel will have the rights to develop DC-themed products, including action figures, playsets, accessories, role-play products, and adult collectibles. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see stuff coming out for the new Superman movie. All that kind of stuff is going to come from Mattel, I'm guessing, because the Superman movie comes out next year. Am I right? Or is it later this year?
I have no idea.
No idea.
This begins in 2026. So I guess whatever we're seeing coming in 2026, that's going to be, carried on by Mattel. So it says this deal builds on the company's existing relationship, which includes more than 30 brands and franchises, including Friends, Ted Lasso, Seinfeld, and more. The existing agreement will expand Mattel's rights to produce products across preschool plush games and other toy categories. So let's see, collaboration with Mattel will lead to all new offerings celebrating DC's rich legacy and future storytelling across publishing, animation, TV, and film. Every story and character from Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman's heroics to the Joker and Harley Quinn's troublemaking are prime inspiration for a new partnership that combines the power of Mattel and the global appeal of DC. So yeah, it's a full-on main license. So that's pretty hardcore. I mean, I think McFarlane made a lot of money off of that already, so I'm sure he's okay letting it go. And then now the fact that he's doing the Marvel stuff, like the statues and stuff. He's probably gonna try to campaign for Marvel, but I don't see that happening. You know, I know there's been a lot of talk about Hasbro moving away from action figures, but
I will eat my shoes if Todd McFarlane gets the Marvel license
no,
for action figures.
Yeah, I think the farthest we'll see is like what he's doing now, where he's like doing the comic inspired covers as statues and stuff like that, which is pretty cool, I might add. Like that Great Hulk breaking through the Hulk logo, that's freaking fantastic. It looks just like the comic book cover.
I've seen a lot of people talk about, okay, DC's going back to Mattel. That means Marvel's going like they're going to flip flop somehow or something like.
I'll tell you what I think is going away from Hasbro is Star Wars, because Star Wars has been so underperforming in the last, I want to say, 2 years straight. You know, I think they just had a stream the other day, and their reveals were so lackluster. It's like Revenge of the Sith in like that retro packaging. There was like the Darth Vader helmet, but it's like they keep re-releasing the same damn figure over and over and over with a new packaging. Oh, this time he has a new head. This time he has real printing. Like, there's so many aliens and denizens and bounty hunters that are so cool and iconic, and they don't make them. Like, why do you think Hasbro's like not, you know, focusing on the obscure and more unique creatures and just focusing on all that Disney Plus crap and stuff like that? What do you think?
I mean, part of me thinks it just comes down to money. You know, there's like you said, there's plenty of aliens and stuff like that, but how much reuse are you going to get out of that?
Right.
When you make that head, it's a one and done. That's pretty much it. That alien appears that one time in that one small scene. You never see another one like it. Like all the Cantina aliens, they don't appear anywhere else ever. They're only in that scene. Mostly 95% of it. Like there's no potential for reuse outside of the other body parts. So it has to come down to money and the expectation of what will or won't sell, or they're just appealing to the mass market rather than collectors, because they 100% know what people want. Because we saw it with the Cantina for the vintage collection by being able to include figures that have never been made for Cantina aliens before. They know what people want. The question is, you know, why not?
I think it's more like
it has to be money.
I just feel like they're refocusing more on TVC, on the smaller scale line, and they're kind of moving away from Black Series, because Black Series is just, it's so meh right now. Like there's nothing exciting about Black Series. I think the most exciting figure I've seen from Black Series in a very long time is that werewolf looking bounty hunter guy from
Skeleton Crew.
Yeah. And he was essentially, or you know, either that race or whatever was in the original trilogy in the Cantina. So that was a cool idea to, like, you know, release him in a series, and then eventually they can make the classic iteration of him in a Black Series figure. But I just feel like they've missed the boat on so many things. Like the Return of the Jedi 30th anniversary was so garbage. Like what they offered, they didn't take an opportunity to really do anything like anything significant and iconic from that film. You know, like I thought they were really going to go for another way to make a Rancor, and they, you know, because even in Book of Boba Fett there's a Rancor. It might be a little different from the Return of the Jedi one, but they just, I don't know what direction they're going. I don't know if it's, Disney is pulling the strings and saying, hey, just push Disney Plus stuff, and don't do this stuff. But for me as a customer, it's sad because what got me into toy collecting was Star Wars. And if you look at my collection today, all my Star Wars stuff is put away or I've sold it. And I'm not excited about displaying Star Wars stuff anymore.
That's where I'm at too. I mean, I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a Star Wars figure.
Yeah.
Well,
I have no idea.
Star Wars is like, to me, I mean, I have no aside from the slave one that I have there, the old one, I have no other Star Wars
I think
action
I have
figure.
a couple on pre-order, like the Shadows of the Empire stuff that they finally got around to doing, because I got to get those. Like, that's what I've wanted those for 30 years at this point.
Do you think they'll ever do a Guri? You remember Guri?
Oh, I'd like them.
She was like that hot android blonde chick.
I'd be surprised, but
they did a painting of her, but they never did a toy.
Star Wars is just weird. Like, I don't know where the direction is, because it's not even tied to the current media. Like, it's so spotty. You get a little bit here and then it's gone, and then they'll come back with a little bit more later, because everything's still so secretive. Like, I don't care about spoilers on the toys. Just make the damn figures.
Yeah,
like, put them on shelves.
I mean,
or don't, because I don't see them on shelves anyway. But
I saw the new Leia, and I mean, on Black Series, she looks good. But I was like, man, another Leia, another look from New Hope.
You're talking about the Black Series, the New Hope Leia, the one that they just did. Like, I'm not gonna buy that. I have two of them already, and they both.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
new head and a hood. That's it. And she has less accessories. Oh, that's another thing. If you look at the new offerings, like if you see the New Hope Luke, I think he brings a lightsaber and maybe an extra hand, and that is it. Back in the day,
and the head doesn't look like him anyway, and it looks bad in a different way compared to all the others.
Yeah, back in the day, though, you would get floppy hat, you would get the T-16, the rifle, the binoculars. Now you don't get shit with these figures, so it's like the price isn't even justified anymore.
I mean, Black Series has always been that way, though. You're lucky to get anything more than a lightsaber and a gun.
I know
that's extra hands in Black Series.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And now less articulation on top. So King Collector says, like, probably McFarlane is having a deal with Marvel about the 7-inch figures, like Marvel Select.
I've seen people talking about that exact thing, and that I could see that being a possibility.
Yeah,
where he's the bigger scale and takes the place of Diamond Select if that stuff ends up going away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but my point is, like, are they going away for sure? Because I've seen them like promoting stuff still.
Yeah, there was just some new solicitations for Lord of the Rings. They had a King Aragorn and another character from the Lord of the Rings Select line.
Jared, you know anything about this Motu DC some line or something like that?
He's probably talking about Mattel DC. I haven't heard anything about Motu. Hasbro lost me on G.I. Joe and Star Wars with their crappy. Well, I gotta say, Jason, G.I. Joe Classifieds is the best thing that Hasbro's doing right now.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah. Those are the best figures. You get the most bang for your buck. And it's because it's an in-house IP. So they have more money to throw into their product. They're not really paying anybody royalties and stuff like that. I hope Mattel keeps the figures 7-inch and ups the articulation.
I mean, Mattel always makes 7-inch figures with DC. I mean, since DC Classics, I don't think they're gonna change that.
No, they're probably.
It's a fresh start at this point. I mean, they're not making stuff. They're not making anything for the DC UC collector. That's not what this line's going to be.
Yeah,
they're not making anything with the expectation that they're selling to the people that were buying stuff on MattyCollector.com 15 years ago.
I wonder.
People are probably going to buy them, but like this is the chance. If everybody's been asking for it for over.
I know, right? You saw the talking about Matty collectors and stuff, like you saw the new Grayskull, whatever Club Grayskull stuff. What is that?
It's just a way to get $10 out of people. That's all it is.
It was like $9.90 something a year, and you get like exclusive.
You share my screen. I got it.
There's whatever when they do their their Mattel revealed thing next week or whatever, there's already going to be a member exclusive figure for Origins.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's probably the way it's listed. It's probably Hero or Eldor.
Yeah, because they said it's something from like
They're talking about Preternia. So yeah.
Yeah. So has Demo Man been solicited already, or is this just
he's out?
He's out. Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was a Creations exclusive.
I have the original Motu Classics Demo Man, so I have no need for this in my collection.
It's a good.
I don't really collect the Origins.
You don't need him. Yeah.
I'm not into Origins. Do you like Origins, Jared?
Yeah, I mean, I do, but like, I still buy them, but I'm like way behind on doing anything with them.
So it looks like
maybe I don't like them as much as I think I do.
You're collecting the new Eternia stuff?
Yeah,
those I like.
$10 a year.
Got one right here.
Exclusive items. Get the opportunity to purchase member-only releases. Priority window. Grab select items at Mattel Creations before the general public. Exclusive content. You know what they'll probably do? They'll probably drop like the first Masters of the Universe movie figures to the Club Grayskull members for pre-order before they hit retail or something. That's something like they could probably strategize, but I just don't see. I don't see what's the point of charging people $10. Like, what are you really
going to pay for it? That's all. Because they know people are going to buy it. They already do it with all the other brands. There's a Barbie one. There's a Hot Wheels one. Like, they already do this. I'm surprised it took this long for Masters to happen.
Oh, they have also for those lines?
Yeah. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, there's like little clubs for each one. I guess it must work. $10 a year is really not a big thing. I mean, it's less than $1 a month. It's not a huge thing at the end of the day, but
yeah, no, it's not that bad.
It's just yet another thing to have to pay to get access to something. You're not getting anything until you buy afterwards. So,
yeah, you get a digital membership.
You get to buy. So yeah.
So you say those exclusive is gonna be what? Like Hero and who else?
It looks like it's gonna be something from Preternia.
Yeah, it's the little blurb that it says talks about a very powerful character from prehistoric Eternia. So it's got to be either Hero or Eldor. It doesn't. I don't know who else they'd be talking about. Mm-hmm. And if they make one, that means they're making the other.
But that's gonna be in the Origins line, or it's gonna be like on the.
I think it's. I believe it's probably going to be Origins. Hero's already been done in Masterverse.
I know. Yeah.
So it's right. And they haven't been done by anybody in any other scale except for Super 7 in their vintage line, however many years ago that was.
Oh, yeah.
Pablo Gonzalez says DC Classics was 112. Yes. DC Classics scale perfectly with Marvel Legends.
DC Classics, yeah. Man, I remember those times with DC Classic. The good thing about DC Classic is like it was pretty much like Masters of the Universe Classic. So you reuse the body.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have, I think, like 3 types of bodies. It was like the skinny one, the middle one, and the big bug.
But nobody wants those bucks. That's super outdated now. Yeah. So obviously, like Jared said, they're probably going to do like a whole new body. They've been doing really good with the wrestling. Those figures are heavily articulated and they look good.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be some sort of, something like the wrestling figures or something like Masterverse, something like that. DC Classics did scale with Legends, but at the time, Legends was awful. So, it's that you had a really robust DC line at that time, but that was in the dark ages of Marvel Legends.
That's true.
So, yeah, you're right.
They came back during DC Classics run, but you were getting weird characters and all sorts of random stuff.
Am I the only one thinking if there's a cryptic message behind the reason that they're using the Motu 2000X Castle Grayskull in the background? Like, what if, hear me out here, what if Mondo is in cahoots with Mattel and the Mondo 112 figures are going to be sold through Mattel Creations? Similar to, how...
God, I hope not.
You know how Hasbro Pulse sells...
like back in the days, Motu Classics? Remember that nightmare?
I know what you're saying. Like Pulse sells other exclusives on their site.
They sell Super 7 Joe stuff and Super 7 Transformer stuff on their store. So what if there's like a cross sell there? Because why are they putting the Motu Classics animated Castle Grayskull in the background.
That's a good point. So I mean, this could be a 2000. It could also be a 2000X King Grayskull.
Maybe
Just an origins figure, because
exactly.
I've
Can be a 2000X.
apparently forgotten about the fact that there is no 2000X Origins King Grayskull. It's the Revelation King Grayskull.
Exactly.
Correct. Yeah, they've never
So
done it.
it could be that too.
Bliss
And
says
never been-
Digital River Nightmare. Do you remember Digital River?
You know what I was thinking? Like, we never got a proper King Grayskull in the sense that in the cartoon, King Grayskull is a much bigger character, muscular wise and height wise, than He-Man. So I wonder if anybody's ever going to tackle like an oversized King Grayskull figure. You know what I mean? Because I know Mondo, we were talking about in a previous stream, Mondo is doing the 112 scale, right? But if you look at their He-Man in the concept art, he has an alternate King Grayskull head. So
yeah, already.
It's like they're giving you the option to transform He-Man into King Grayskull. So it looks like they're not considering doing a proper King Grayskull as a separate standalone figure that's scales accurately to the cartoon, which that's what I thought they were doing, because when Mattel and the Horsemen did 2000X, even the oversized characters were all the same scale. The only people that ever got to do those kind of scales was NECA with the Stactions line. Remember, they did the really big Clawful and they did the really big Leech and the Grizzlord, but Mattel never ventured, that route. So I was excited that, Mondo, being that they're so good at being accurate and catching little quips and stuff, like that they would actually make these characters in the proper scale, animation accurate. You know what I mean?
Remember the actual King Grayskull for Mighty Collectors was a little bit taller, but it was just because they did the boots like taller. Remember?
Yeah,
it was like a tiny taller because they actually sculpt different boots for him, and they were like a little bit,
a couple millimeters taller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
Kind of like what they did with Groon the Destroyer. They just put like this little extra oomph in the ankles just to make them look a little taller, and it's still. I feel like Groon needs a 2.0, like eventually down the line. I don't know if that'll happen because Super 7
I'm not expecting it.
No, I wouldn't hold my breath, especially because they did the Ghost Groon and all that stuff. But let's talk about predictions. So Toy Fair starts Saturday, right? I know for a fact that I believe this is the first year that Mondo is going to be at Toy Fair. At least their sales team is. I know. I don't know. In the past, Funko's always been at Toy Fair, but before COVID and all that, Funko and Mondo weren't collaborating. They weren't together. So obviously, Mondo never had a presence at Toy Fair. But I'm curious if they're going to have reveals at the show. I know that WonderCon is right around the corner, and they said they're going to have the Motu 2000X prototypes on display at WonderCon, and that's happening, I believe, at the latter portion of March. So we're probably going to see Wave 1 and probably find out what Wave 2 is going to be. But I'm wondering if they're going to have prototypes at Toy Fair. What do you think, Carlos?
I mean, they have so many stuff like coming from different lines. I think, they can pick and choose whatever they want because, they have Marvel X-Men, they have Spider-Man, they have the Motu 2000X. They have, they already said it's not going to be Motu 2000X. Maybe they're going to show something else like renders or stuff like that. Who knows? But you have so many stuff coming. Could be like 1/6 Motu, something like that. Maybe, I don't know.
Like a new figure or preview or something.
Yeah, maybe a new figure. There's something. Going on that people are saying that this and that character may come, whatever. So I don't know. Who knows?
I know they showed concept art for Manny Faces in 1/6, and that one hasn't been shown as a solicitation or a prototype. So That would probably be at WonderCon or maybe at Toy Fair this weekend.
Jared, you're collecting the 1/6, right? The Motu, right? Jared,
What's that?
You're collecting the 1/6, right?
Oh yeah.
Are you all in with the Motu?
You have everything, or
I have everything except the. I don't have all the Motubi variants they did.
Yeah.
Those I have the Disco Skeletor because he counts as one of those apparently, but
Yeah.
I don't have all the others. But I've got every other release, every variant, all of them.
You got the Sky Sled.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, man. It's so expensive getting to 1/6, but I've been pretty good. I got my Scare Glow. I didn't get the bundle, and you know what? For some reason, I missed the detail that when you got the bundle, you got these extra flame translucent accessories for the Scare Glow. And I was seeing pictures on Facebook and stuff, people getting their Scare Glow, and I'm like, why the hell doesn't mine have that shit? And it's because it's the one that's bundled with a horse, even though the horse is not shipping yet.
Yeah.
They got that effect that attaches to the scythe, and they got these green flames that protrude from his skull. That looks really cool. But overall, I think the figure is amazing. I got him here on
I haven't
display.
opened him yet.
Oh, he's awesome.
he looks insane.
I have my Tila.
You know, I got this guy today, and I reviewed this guy today. He looks amazing. You got this one, right?
Oh, that's ATL.
Nice.
That's the Toylanta exclusive.
Toylanta exclusive, man. He looks so good.
You know, it's interesting because Toylanta is. I know that Brett also does Joe Lanta, right? But
Yes.
this show, there's nothing about G.I. Joe, so it's kind of weird that they chose to do a G.I. Joe tribute figure for a non-G.I. Joe show.
I guess they're gonna use him as an exclusive for both shows.
Yeah, maybe both.
Oh, okay.
It's the smart thing to do, I think. Like if it works for both. So yeah, I mean, Jerry, are you going to Toylanta?
No, it's
No.
I can't make it. I got other stuff going on.
He looks really cool, and I've seen some head swaps. Like they used the Sir, what's the new one from Necronominus? The one with the.
Well, they have these two heads. This is supposedly to be the exclusive for the event, and this other one. So
okay. Yeah, those are more like cosmic type heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the weapons, man, like everything. I mean, I like the combination of colors they're using. I mean, it works perfectly for that figure.
No, that was a really cool idea.
Yeah, it works. It works. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting because Toylanta is going to be kind of like Toylanta / PowerCon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I wonder how that works. Like, are they going to have like some Motu stuff, or like what makes?
Yeah, I don't understand the logistics of that. Like how
they're gonna fit everything there. Like
what I guess I don't understand the point of it really.
Yeah, I think what happened was, I mean, I don't have the full detail on stuff, but apparently PowerCon, they lost again the venue for this year. So
Makes me think it's never coming back, really.
It's not PowerCon this year. So I think Brett from Toylanta, he's trying to help out Val with like keep promoting PowerCon and stuff like that, because they say maybe
excitement.
Yeah, maybe for 2026. But so far, I mean, last year they said the same thing, that they were coming on 2025. So
I think Val confirmed that he couldn't make the deadline for 2026 either.
Oh, really?
2027. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well kill it at that point.
I know that's a long.
Yeah, because you're like losing. Well, the cool thing that Val can do is if it strikes gold, Val could use the release of the new Motu film to pump out a new PowerCon. But when is the Motu film supposed to come out? Next year?
I think so.
Maybe for next year.
What do you think about that? I mean, that picture of He-Man, like just kind of shows his pecs and like his arm. It looks, a lot of people were pointing out that it looks very inspired by the first Mondo He-Man 1/6. If you look at the style of the arm bracers and the belt and stuff like that, and even the logo on the chest, it looks very similar to what Mondo did with their 1/6 scale figure.
I honestly haven't really paid a lot of attention to it. I know what picture you're talking about, but I don't think I certainly didn't look at it with a microscope or anything to try to pick out all the details.
Somebody actually highlighted. They did an article and they showed like the Mondo figure next to it, and then they kind of like had zoomed in, like blown up images of the bracer and stuff like that, and they're very, very similar to the Mondo design. I wasn't a fan of the first Mondo.
Especially since a lot of people hated that first Mondo design. So
yeah, dude, I hated that figure. I even told Hector, like,
Man,
that
figure is the head, man. The head was terrible.
The head was, very bland. Didn't have that He-Man expression.
But the head was really my only problem with it, outside of like the long skirt loincloth thing that it had. But you could take that off. So
yeah.
I got a question. He was the same as Man at Arms, like he has the regular skirt underneath, right?
Yeah, he's got a furry loincloth underneath. Yeah, it's a sculpted, it looks just like a vintage furry loincloth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You could just that like in my display, that's what I've got. I've got him with the skirt off, if that's what you want to call it, whatever it is. And he's and then I've got one of the deluxe He-Man heads on that, because the heads all swap and the skin tones match. So I put the bad head away and took the skirt off.
So
I could use one of the extra heads from the deluxe He-Man and have them both look the same on the shelf, because I've got two.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But I got another question. You guys saw the mask announced from the Loyal Subjects?
Yeah, I saw it. I have no nostalgia for masks, so this one doesn't do a lot for me.
Yeah, I remember masks
are awful, so I'm not really sure that I care about this.
I think they're gonna be 5 points, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of people.
It's a good thing for the mask
Mask
community.
That's perfectly fine. The focus is on the vehicles; it's not on the figures.
Yeah, and the vehicles look really good. I have a friend that he actually tweaked the pictures, the promotional pictures, to make it look better, like so you can see clearly. It's not under the shadows and stuff like that.
Oh,
he did that.
Yeah,
he did that, and he put it on this mask group, and it blows away. People were going crazy because the vehicles actually they look really good. The sculpting is different than the old ones on the actual figures. I mean, they look better, more realistic, but they're still 5 points.
They better, because the original figures, if you remember, they were like just. It looked like the blank from Dick Tracy. It was just
they don't have any details to them. Yeah,
nothing at all.
Because it wasn't about figures. It was a vehicle line that had figures with it.
Two deco heads,
it's its own thing.
Yeah,
but I'm curious where these are going to be sold this time. Like, I just can't see these doing anything at Walmart or Target.
No, I don't think so.
No, because they're.
Maybe they will. I don't know, but it seems more
kind
like
of they're kind of niche. They're kind of niche, unless there is, perhaps a cartoon or something in the works.
Well, dude, you have Nacelle in Walmart.
Yeah.
So
I see those on clearance all the time, though. So I don't know if that's a good comparison.
Yeah, and it's not performing very well either. I mean, didn't you get the bikers for $15?
I got the bikers for $15 and also the bikes.
But that was because it was a return, right? Not because it was clearance.
The bikes were returned, but $15 for 2 of the bikes, and the mice are like $15 each. Also, the robots are $15.
That's
the what's the name? The bug guys, sectors. They were $15 also.
But you know what's interesting is, like, you probably see them at that price in your store. I have them here at the store by me, and their regular retail price, I think, was like $39.99 or something.
So well, the thing is, like, every Walmart have different offerings. Like the lady was telling me when I bought them, she saw my face and she was like thinking that I was trying to like play a trick or something like that on her. And I was like, no, listen, this is the online store. This is your store. It's online in your site. It says that here they're at $15. So she actually scanned it and she's like, oh, you were right. And I was like, of course, I'm not trying to steal anything. So, but yeah, and she told me, no, it's because every single store, we don't compete against each other. So every single store have different prices on stuff. So I was like, okay.
Especially when it comes to clearance too. Target's the same way.
Yeah, and I've seen people post shit, and then I go and check my Target. Oh no, not at my Target. It's like, I guess you got to be in a specific area in the country to get certain deals, you know. But Jared, what toy line in particular are you most excited to see reveals or new products from this weekend?
I mean, I'm curious to see if Super 7 has anything to show. Probably
I'm
be a big
very
one.
curious to see if because I think it would be a no-brainer to reveal their tiger shards there.
Yeah.
You know, they already confirmed they were coming, so why not?
I've got to
show
say,
them?
I'm a little curious about what's going on with Super 7. Like, it almost kind of feels like Ultimates is on the way out to me. Like, it's dying on the vine right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is being announced. I know that they just teased a Shredder, but that's one figure.
Yeah.
And Thundercats is slowly finally coming back after a long time without reveals. Simpsons is gone. Disney's gone. Transformers is seemingly gone. What else? What else did they have? G.I. Joe is not. They're not doing much with G.I. Joe right now. They haven't announced anything for Silverhawks lately either.
Yeah.
But I do believe they said somewhere that something is coming soon, that more Vac Metal figures are coming.
Yeah, Brian did mention that, and he also...
And then they've got, like, the Toho stuff is coming, but it's been, you know, there was a new wave of Godzilla figures that was revealed yesterday, but it's been months since anything was done for that. I kind of was worried that those were gone too. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm not sure what's going on. NECA's always got usually always has a good showing at conventions like this. I don't know. It's hard to say what to expect from who, because every company does it different. Like the Horsemen are going to be there, I believe, right?
Oh, they're going to have product on display?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're going to be at Toy Fair for the first time in a very long time.
Oh.
They're going to have the dragon for sure, because they need to promote the shit out of that dragon.
Yeah.
But I don't see them doing a reveal there. It doesn't seem like something they would do. I mean, they might, but...
Well, they were kind of alluding to an exclusive at ZoloCon other than the Skullman. Because if you read they posted something, I think it was today, we're saying we're not going to have Necronominus, but have no fear, we'll have something legendary.
Legendary, yeah. I'm really curious about that. It could be something as simple as them referring to the fact that the dragon will be there, but it's also in the same sentence as talking about something being for sale. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I
mean, it's certainly not unlike them to do that. But they don't usually do surprise drops outside of Legion's Con either. So
that's true.
And we already know
it would be the first time they're doing that.
Maybe a new Figura Obscura.
Maybe
like a surprise drop. They've been doing those pretty.
Yeah, because that's not unlikely either, because they could do. They've done that before, I think, where we had a Figura Obscura drop and then it was immediately at a convention. Maybe not the same day, but it was like the week later, like just how it lined up. So it's possible that they could do something like that.
And he's here. Look at that.
There's definitely something coming.
Yeah.
But I was curious. Do you guys remember when in Legion's Con they announced this line that they were gonna do? Like it's gonna be kind of like
Legendary Legions or something like
that.
Yes,
Legacy. So maybe
where they showed Otho V2.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I hope he's not there for people to get him right away. That'll bug the shit out of me.
Yeah, they do those surprise drops. Look what they did with the
I got the original one, so I'm not gonna be that hurt. But
I'm gonna talk to Van or somebody to help me out with that, because man, if that's the case,
there's two properties that I'm the most excited to know further information about. One of them is Dungeons and Dragons and NECA, right? We haven't seen anything since the anniversary re-releases on vintage cards, and we know that there was a lot of other characters that LJN released back then. So, do you think that's the end of the run for Dungeons and Dragons, or do you think they might have some new stuff at Toy Fair this weekend?
I kind of feel like it's over.
Yeah.
It feels just like how Gargoyles. It fizzled. I mean, we know Gargoyles is done.
Yeah, I know that.
It never gets announced. Nobody ever jumps out and says, "Yeah, we're canceling this toy line." They don't do that because then people are going to stop buying everything right away.
Yeah, they just don't show.
But it's been. I mean, when's the last time anything came out for Dungeons and Dragons? I'm not counting repaints. You can repaint shit into the.
That was last year, and it was the last one was the dwarf one.
Yeah, I want to say during Comic-Con last year was the last 2 vintage carded figures that came out. That was it. So that's a year ago. So yeah, it's probably most likely dead. It's just sad because
I thought they sold pretty well. People seem pretty excited about them.
They were badass, man.
I like what I have. I have all of them. I mean, aside from the big guy that he doesn't stand at all, I need to put him against something because the ankles are so weak. But
oh yeah, he's got weird ankles. Grimsword, yeah, he stands. Yeah, but Warduke is nearly perfect.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah,
the Goblin dude is pretty good too. I never got Elkhorn though. I need to get it.
I have all of them, and they're like freaking awesome, man. I like them.
Bring so many accessories. It's insane. He's like loaded to the nines with accessories.
Oh, the little dwarf one? Yeah.
I see people use his backpack on Legions a lot.
Oh yeah, I could totally see that. Another line that I'm super excited about and I want to see more, but unfortunately I heard they're not even at Toy Fair, is the Jada Toys Scooby-Doo line. Like, I'm really amped up about that. I grew up with Scooby-Doo, and they've never done a proper action figure line for them. They've always been more on the children's type of line where it's like, simple, cartoony looking figures, minimal articulation, but Jada doing these. And I love the fact that they have the villains have the removable monster masks. And then they have like the actual culprits that you can unmask and everything. I think that's like going to be a really fun line, even more fun than Mega Man, in my opinion. So I'm dying to see what the packaging will look like. And no, actually, they showed the packaging. I want to see what the next waves of figures might be.
I don't know that I'm going to get those, but they look cool.
You're not that big fan of.
I mean, it's not that it's. Oh, I love it. Like it's just I have to draw a line. Sometimes.
Yeah, you got to pick and choose.
It's just not. Like what that does, however, make me really curious if they have more than just Scooby-Doo,
Hanna-Barbera,
because that's a gold mine.
Yes, dude.
Like, give me the Herculoids.
All of Herculoids, Space Ghost,
Thundar,
that kind of stuff. Thundar the Barbarian. Yeah,
I want Thundar before anything. Imagine super posable Thundar figures, because I think Toynami made Thundar figures.
They made Herculoids too. Yeah.
Yeah,
but they made Herculoid, Ghost, and Thundar.
They were okay articulation-wise, but man, imagine with today's articulation.
They're super expensive now too. Those are ungodly expensive.
Really, the Thundar ones or the Herculoids?
The Herculoids in particular, because it's like a big box set.
Yeah.
They're really expensive.
Yeah, the Thundar ones are really expensive too. I mean,
they're also old now too. They're in that weird era of like late 2000s, early 2010s, where the collecting was not what it was, so there wasn't as much stuff around, and a lot of that stuff sort of just languished, and then it got clearanced out, and then it was gone forever. I mean, Hanna-Barbera stuff would be cool. I always wanted Mezco to get into that after they did Space Ghost, and did such a good figure, and then they never had anything else.
I know that's sad.
Do you think Mezco would ever venture into the Thundercats IP?
God, I hope not. Not because they'd be bad. Just I don't need another. I
know, one. Right?
Do you think that there's any chance that the Pirates of Dark Water would be in on that license at all?
I hope.
God, wouldn't that be something?
It would be a really easy one too, because there's really not a lot to do out of that.
No, there's
not that many unique characters that you truly need. I mean, there's a main trio.
Yep.
And Needler. and you got, a 3 or 4 pirates, and you're pretty much done. You could not have a pretty solid little line, but who wants to do a tiny little line? You'd want
No, but you know what? I think that
Right.
Jada is
13
that type of
episodes,
company that could do a small line like that and get away with it. You know what I mean?
that'd be awesome.
It's
Yeah.
it's such a niche line. People talk about it all the time. You know what I mean? People always talk about Pirates of Dark Water, and it doesn't hurt that it got killed just before the last season. You know what I mean? So it always has that mythos about it. So yeah, I would love
Even
to. I
the
would love
vintage
to.
toy line didn't last either. Like, there's only 5 or 6 figures.
Yeah.
So
So
like 2 vehicles, I think. I've still got all those. Yeah.
Now's the time to do something stupid like that, and the reason being is because, like, with the announcements that are happening now, I mean, for crying out loud, like Mattel getting DC back, and so many other things that are happening in the toy space. It's just crazy. Hasbro's just dishing out licenses all left, right, and center. They're pretty much selling themselves to the highest bidder, and it's no wonder Chris Cox is basically saying, "Yeah, we're not a toy we're not a toy company anymore. We're
a digital company now." So
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they released Maximum Spider-Man, and it's like,
sells out everywhere." And
And Maximum Hulk is coming.
Jared, did you order that Maximum Spider-Man, or you're not a fan?
I
of that?
did.
I think he looks fantastic, and it's just like it's a good alternative to
Spider-Man.
buying.
And for me in particular, I don't do Mafex. I don't do Mafex. I don't do anything for Marvel except Hasbro. There's too many Marvel Legends for me to branch out and have 4 other different lines. I just don't want to do it. As cool as like the Mafex stuff looks, like I do regret not getting the X-Men stuff sometimes, but that ship has sailed. So I don't worry about it anymore. So I don't have an $80, $90 Mafex Spider-Man to compare it to. So this is just the next progression of Marvel Legends. Do I need every single character like this? Absolutely not.
No,
There's not tons of characters that truly need this treatment. They need to make it something special.
yeah,
So
it's
your
definitely got
tentpole characters, an
villains.
Iron Man, a Spider-Man, a Hulk, a Cap, maybe Wolverine, but I'm not even sure what you could really give him to make him Maximum. I never change anything on Wolverine. It's him with his claws. That's it.
Deadpool.
I don't know. Maybe a Deadpool. That's he's obviously a major character. Some stuff, it needs to be stuff like that.
I think, definitely A-list heroes and A-list villains. Like no ancillary or secondary characters.
It needs to be a meaningful usage of this price point.
Yeah.
And I don't think they really would go out of their way to do that anyway. They kind of stick to that now. The characters that get the deluxe treatment are the ones that are in need of it. Like we got Crystal and Lockjaw. That needed to happen in that way because Lockjaw was not going to work as a Build-A-Figure most likely, and Crystal's not exciting on her own. Maybe to the right audience she is. If you're big into Inhumans, but she's not the same draw without the dog. And stuff like Ghost Rider with his bike, he's not as big of a draw without the bike.
100%.
So you get the deluxe treatment and stuff like that. So if they keep it to the ones where they could have all these different accessories, or it needs a new body, now's the time to put tooling money into a new body, like they're doing with this Spider-Man. Go for it. Just don't abuse it, and people will probably be okay with it.
So that brings up another question then. Like with DC now going back to Mattel.
Hey, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah.
What does that mean for McFarlane? Does McFarlane actually try and get a Marvel license? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were talking about that, and there was some talk in the comments about it too. And I've seen other people mention this, on Twitter and whatnot, but about the aspect of maybe he assuming there's even a Marvel license to go for, right? Is it even on the table? No one knows. Would be that maybe he fills a void that Marvel Select ends up leaving or something like that. If Diamond does end up going away.
Yeah, like a larger
because
scale.
They're not in good shape right now.
Essentially, that's what McFarlane are. They're larger. They're larger scale figures. So
I mean, they are all over the place with the.
They are pretty. I mean, they are fairly similar in what they go for in terms of Marvel Select versus Todd's DC stuff. He does a lot of really big figures that work really well at larger format, and then he has larger scale figures. Marvel Select is still a little different because it's so selective in what they actually make, and they only release like 10 figures a year. But Todd releases 10 Batmans a month, but you know,
No, now it's Superman.
Batman's popular, so I don't argue with the man for doing
Now
it.
it's Superman. Now it's Superman.
Now it's Superman, yeah.
Like 20 Superman.
You know that I was actually, when you were talking about Super 7 and Jared was tackling Super 7, I wonder, like, and this is something that always crossed to my mind, and till now I was like, what if Super 7, because they always do like weird properties, right? Like, what about Inhumanoids?
I would love that. Honestly, God, I would love that. But
I think those would be fine. They could just do like big vinyls of those, and I'd be content with that.
Yeah, but
they'd have such good sculpting and paint on them. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like some big crazy articulated tendril or something like that.
I agree with you. But if it's the price of a Tiamat,
no, I would stay away at that point. Yeah, and it would be. That's the thing. It would be.
That's the problem, right?
I
would rather Mondo do it.
Jared, you're gonna review that Tiamat, right? I mean,
yeah, I would rather Mondo do it. If Mondo's the same argument, right? They could do.
You're gonna review that figure, man. I mean, I know that, but that figure was expensive.
It is expensive. It's not even
for what it is. It was too expensive, man. Like you look at what the Mythic Legion's dragon is gonna be, and even just the base figure, $550. You know, it's $200 more than the Tiamat, but
I don't even compare the two. They're not the same product.
No, they're not even the same. One is cartoonish, the other one is more realistic, articulation wise.
Difference of materials and how it's produced. Also,
I think people would have easily paid more money for a Tiamat that was articulated rather than being like a soft vinyl type of rotocast figure.
I love Noel's comment just now. Toy Bro looks nearly unrecognizable with hair. To me, with hair. Used to the Charles Xavier. I love it.
I wasn't that bald.
You are looking. When I came on, I was like, "Wait a second, is that Jared?" I'm like, "Wait a second, he's looking kind of dapper today. What's going on, Jared?"
Hey, talking about that, man. Like, I got a question, Jared. Like, why? I always ask this to myself. Your favorite color is orange?
It's not.
It's
okay.
Not. Because
you know why?
Orange
because you always use that like font like of orange, right? And I was like, man, and I almost make a joke because like our background is orange too. So I was like, dude, you feel like in home, right?
That just happened out of it just happened how that became my color.
That's interesting. I thought it was like your favorite color.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, it's maybe my second or third. If we're ranking colors, it's up there. But,
I always felt that it was I always felt there was a bit of branding. You know what I mean? Because
it eventually became that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Robo
I don't know that I could get rid of it at this point.
Yeah, at this point it's kind of you could right now. I think you could. I think you could.
I mean, I'm sure I could, but yeah. I know
what you could do is you could use transitions instead. Like you could just have these orange transitions, right? But because like your room looks nice and like very, very different now compared to unless this is a second room that
this is a different room. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So
his toy collection doesn't fit in one
this
room.
comment is interesting. Pull it up, Carlos.
Which one?
Jeff Todd.
Wait a second.
What's the time code?
853.
853. Okay, let me go up. Give me a second.
So did we go through the rules of the raffle already, or
No,
no?
not yet.
We're leaving that for last. We were doing Toy Fair predictions and stuff like that. So this is funny. This is Jeff Todd says McFarlane would do a great job with Marvel. Look at how he draws Spider-Man. He draws Spider-Man really cool, but McFarlane's not sculpting the figures.
Right. McFarlane doesn't make anything.
Yep.
Yeah, he just does like iPad sketches nowadays. But I love his McFarlane. Don't get me wrong. That's one of the reasons why I bought the Maximum Spider-Man from Hasbro.
Yeah, I mean they won't say it, but he's been all but confirmed to be McFarlane
Spider-Man.
Yeah. I mean, the sculptor even said that he didn't think he could outright say that's what it was, so he wasn't going to say it. But so that essentially says, yes, this is a McFarlane Spider-Man.
Of course.
And it's obvious it is. I mean, look at the
100%. 100%. But
that's fine. That's a iconic Spider-Man.
No, it's to me that's my Spider-Man because that's what got me into.
From when I was a kid reading comics, that was it. Yeah.
That's what got me into drawing. That's what got me into in comics, everything.
I got a question, guys. Like, do you like Mezco is gonna be at Toy Fair, correct?
Yeah, they are.
Usually are, yeah.
Yeah, most of the time. I was wondering, and this is something that came to my mind, and one of my friends was talking to me about it also. Like, do you ever think Star Wars, like Mezco, will do like Star Wars figures?
I mean, it's certainly possible, right? You know, they have Marvel. There's a relationship to Disney in that way. I don't know. I mean, I think they'd be pretty cool if they did, but that's one of those things. It's like if they did it right, it's like, well, I'm just screwed at that point because they're $100 each, and then you'll want an army of Mezco stormtroopers or some nonsense. It's like how much?
Picture Darth Vader with like the battery stuff here that can like light up because they can do that.
Dude, that would be the official end of Black Series. Like you know that meme where it's like the grave and the guy's going.
Yeah.
It would be Mezco, like Gomez.
I mean, it would be a really wild announcement for them to say that they could do Star Wars. I mean, they've done Indiana Jones, so it's not even just a Disney relationship any longer. It's into Lucasfilm, which is still its own subsidiary. So
it could happen at any moment. And I think if you think about it, like if you follow the path of how Mezco has done things, remember they did like the samurai and the Shogun Gomez's and stuff like that, and then eventually, boom, we got Turtles. You know what I mean? Now they did Gomez in space with laser swords.
You think they're getting us ready for an official Mezco Jedi or something?
They are, man. I think they are. I wouldn't be surprised, and I think Hasbro will be perfectly fine with letting Black Series go and just focusing on TVC. But that would be a huge thing if that happens at this toy fair. Probably like the biggest news in on the show floor if they revealed that.
I will be screwed, man.
Yeah, I think I would be screwed too, because then that would like bring a rebirth in my passion for Star Wars again. I would be like, okay, take my money now. Because right now I have not spent any money on Star Wars in a good minute. I think the only figure that I'm excited about was that Werewolf Skeleton Crew character and the Momo Nadon, the Hammerhead, the proper classic one, not the Jedi one. That's about it. I haven't been excited about anything else.
Yeah, Omar V says they did indie. Yeah, they made indie. I mean, they have Hasbro. I mean, Marvel. So, I mean, I don't know, because I remember back in the days, and this was a while back, I was talking to Pierre when he was working for Mezco, and I was asking him back in the days, like a long time ago when he was still working with them, I asked him about they're making Thor, and he was telling me like, oh man, that's so hard. Or making Thanos also. He was telling me because every single license that they're doing, every single character have like different license. He's like, doing action figures for Marvel is kind of like a nightmare. I mean, you need to deal with every single one, have like different stuff that you need to deal with. So
like different rules and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think that's more. I think that's more for the movie licenses, because the movie licenses, they've been divided so many which ways from everywhere. I think
no, but I was asking him about the actual comic characters.
That doesn't seem to make sense, because
that's what he told me when he was working for Mezco.
No, I don't. I mean, he would know better than anybody, right? But I mean, like, it's just because I know with the movie rights, it gets really sticky, right? But I mean, Marvel proper still owns all of their properties on IPs, right? So I don't know. I think it might have something to do with ownership, because like, who wrote, like, it could be Stan Lee, it could be some sort of things like that. But it just seems so strange, because I know that With Runaways, for example, my friend Adrian Alfona, they had to consult him at least on a courtesy basis to talk about, because again, he helped co-create that line, right? And I think Liefeld, he likes to claim he created Deadpool, but he sort of didn't. It was Nicieza who actually
Yeah,
created
Fabian.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Damien Nicieza. So again, it's these kind of things that go all over the place. So maybe you're right. Maybe there is some sort of requirement that the actual creators once upon a time have to get involved. I don't know. It's interesting.
Did anyone saw the castle for Shira today? It was an announcement with the Shira castle.
No, that was the lovely evil horde. He's a great sculptor, and he basically posted up. Everyone's been sharing it. So basically, he's making his own fan version of it. So it's people are losing. Their minds.
Okay.
People are losing their minds.
So Jorge, tell us about this.
All right. So as you all know, we're making some action figures, and it's not cheap to make toys, as both Carlos and I can tell you. But we're planning on launching our Kickstarter later this year. And, we thought we have a bunch of stuff laying around. We haven't opened a bunch of cool action figures and some things that I originally bought for myself and I just never got around to open. I'm like, you know what? Let's do a mega raffle and see if we can raise some seed money for the From the Realm project. So here you could see pretty much showcased everything that we have, including my two. That one really hurts. It's like my two Mythic Legions, Mumra and Panthro customs that I made out of Mythic Legions figures. I took a hot minute like making those things. Like the Mumra has like fabric bandages. I can actually, I'll show you guys. It's, one thing is to see it in that picture. And another thing is to see it in person. I had this at Legion's Con. And some people that went to our table, they saw it, and they didn't know I made it and stuff like that. I was actually selling it at the show, but word didn't spread around that it was available for sale. But yeah, I love Thundercats. You guys know that, and
Yeah,
I kind of re-envisioned what a Mumra would look like, more like in a feature film and stuff like that. So I made this really cool Mumra. And then I did a Panthro as well. So those are two of the prizes that are up for grabs. We also have I can show you guys these. So we have the DX Lion-O from Super 7. This is a really cool figure overall because it's got the more Rankin Bass animated look. It's the retail version of it. This is not the one with the light up eyes, but it's a really cool figure. I picked this up the other day at the store. I had never seen her, Sorceress Tila from Master of the Universe Revolution. It's a really nice, very sexy, very well done figure. I think probably my favorite female from the Masterverse line. And then we got these big guns. I got the original Mafex Venom. This is version 1, legitimate. This is not no AliExpress crap. There's the seal. So you can see this is bona
That's for
fide.
Jared, so he can start collecting Mafex.
It's the wrong scale for Jared.
Slippery slope, man. It's like a lot of awesome stuff with Mafex. Mafex Daredevil. Absolutely, I think, bar none, this is the best Daredevil that money can buy. I'm not that huge of a Daredevil fan, so I'm willing to part ways with it. And then we have the Spider-Man animated Venom. This is the one with the cell shading. I have it in the original mailer box. Never opened it. And then we have a 1/6 scale Mondo Magneto from X-Men the Animated Series. Carlos has a bunch of other stuff, and I'm even giving up my G.I. Joe Classifieds Serpentor with Chariot. So
that's a big boy.
The way the and I'm being told that on Facebook the word raffle is not allowed. So the waffle is going to consist of 25 prizes, um, like all the ones that are in the picture. Carlos has a bunch of them at his house that he could show after me. And we're basically doing $5 spots. So $5 each spot, unlimited spots. And we're going to spin the wheel, pick a prize, then we'll spin the wheel and pick a winner. And, you know, you never know. You spend $10, you could walk away with $100, $200 item. And one of the items, which is going to be the coolest one, is going to be the actual From the Realm vampire prototype figure that we had on display at Legion's Con last year, the one that's like in that creepy pose. We're actually going to give that away to one lucky winner. So
I'll give you $5 for it right now.
So the way to enter is basically the directions are on the Facebook group. They're also on our Instagram. You basically send a PayPal payment to the PayPal account shown, and then just give us your name and how many spots you're claiming. And we're planning on spinning the wheel live next Friday. Still not sure if we're going to do it here or we'll do it on Facebook. Most likely it'll be here on YouTube because we have a lot more visibility here on YouTube than on Facebook. And yeah, we're hoping to raise, you know, a good amount of money so that once we start our Kickstarter, we could start with some seed money to kick things off. You know, if we start plus $2 or $3 grand, you know, that's going to be like a big help. But I think the community is really excited. There's a lot of awesome stuff that we still haven't shown. Right now, we're in the process of printing an articulated prototype for Toylanta that will be unveiling officially at the show. And we have David Bonner officially as our project manager. So he's gonna help us really muscle through this and make this a success. And we're planning on most likely launching during the month of May, which is when Monsterpalooza happens in Anaheim. So not sure yet if Carlos will be joining me, but I'll be there in California, and we'll be there with some goodies to show off. And we're planning to launch the Kickstarter in the month of May. Yeah, we want to wait. We want to wait till this beautiful dragon flies back to Mythos, and everybody's like kind of recuperated their wallets and bank accounts, because we've got some really awesome stuff planned for our Kickstarter. It's not going to be a figure like a wave heavy Kickstarter. We're focusing on maybe 4 or 5 figures tops, but we want to give a lot of options to the consumer where they can make anywhere up to 10 or 15 different looks if they buy all the accessories and add-ons that we're going to be offering. So, you know, the whole idea is to basically, you know, deliver the definitive take on a vampire, you know, whichever it is for you. If it's more like a Castlevania elegant looking vampire, or if it's more like a gruesome, creepy looking vampire, we want to have those head portraits, those accessories, those parts, and that's what we're planning on doing. If it's a success, is every time we do a wave or a campaign, we want to not only offer a figure, but we want to offer like a diorama or a scene that complements that character. What I'm trying to do is build kind of like a whole story where I'm not just giving you, here's a random figure with some soft goods. I want to give you a figure. I want to give you something you can display it with. I want to give you, you know, like maybe like army builder type characters, and I want to give you maybe like a companion creature. You know, the goal is to kind of do that in every wave, and you know, I think it's exciting because nobody's really doing that. Everybody does Kickstarters, and it's like, here's a shit ton of characters, and you know, not to shit on anybody because there's been some really awesome campaigns. Savage Crucible was awesome. They had so much stuff, but honestly, I feel it was like way too many characters. Just like what was the other one? The Meta Travelers, great action figures as well, but so many characters to choose from. It was like a little overwhelming. We really kind of want to like tone it down, and we don't want to intimidate the consumer where they're confused. Like, oh oh my God, I don't know what to get. There's so many things to get, you know. So I think we have like the right mentality. Being collectors, Carlos and I, we have a good mindset of what consumers would appreciate nowadays and what's lacking in today's toy lines, as far as articulation, soft goods, accessories, and we want to try to deliver all those, you know, check all those boxes that are not being checked with most toy lines, but of course within that monster realm, that horror realm. So yeah, if you're interested in this, you've seen our prototypes, you know about the project, and you want to help and maybe win some badass prizes, you know, definitely go to the from_the_realm Instagram page, and there's details there. There's also a link to our Facebook group in stories and in highlights, or you could go to our From the Realm Facebook group as well and just join the conversation. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. You know, it's crazy what Carlos and I have seen that we wish we could show you guys, but it's really really exciting to actually see this thing come together behind the scenes, and you know, especially to see everybody's reactions when they hold our figures in their hands very soon. Carlos, you want to show what you have? Do you have it there handy?
I have no. I think I have everything like on the side.
You
To
put it
be
away.
honest with you, today was a crazy day for me. I just got home, but yeah, I mean, the prices are there. I think I have some of the Halloween kits, some Marvel Legends, some G.I. Joe classified stuff. I mean, you name it. I think I'm gonna throw some other stuff.
I think the
Maybe
coolest one you have is the Bone Throne, the
the
Skeletor
Bone
bone.
Throne from Skeletor. Also,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna throw the Mesco Popeye. Maybe I think I
Really?
have one. So yeah,
That's your favorite.
yeah. No, but I have extra. I have an extra.
Oh, okay.
I have the original one. I like that one, so I may keep the original one and give away the new one.
Oh, okay, cool. We can announce that. Let me know
Yeah.
if you decide for sure. Jay,
Mhm.
what's up with you, man? Like, what are your predictions? Because you kind of jumped in a little late. Uh, what are your predictions for Toy Fair? Like, what are you excited as far as reveals, announcement, news? What are you hoping to hear?
You know what? I'm always because like last year's Toy Fair, um, and you know Jared brought it up, and it's just really weird because they brought that whole gargoyles you know display. You know what I mean? If you guys remember that, it was a,
Yeah.
a gigantic clock tower display, and it was massive. It had like pretty much every single figure they had, including Cold Stone, which still hasn't come out.
Never came out.
Unless
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Well,
probably not going to see the light of day.
it's crazy, right? Because again, it was announced on Toy Collector
Macbeth
magazine.
also.
It was the first issue of Toy Collector. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just what happened, right? I hope they actually do reveal or release that one at the very least. I mean, I need my Worf to play with Troy and to play with Riker. I mean, like I you know together, you know. So that's very important to me. But you know, when I saw that clock tower, I was like, this line's going to go on forever. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of us assumed that. You know, who was it? Macbeth. You know what I mean? Like a whole bunch of other characters. Human Demona would have been really nice to have. You know what I mean? I think that those are characters that are sort of integral to the storyline, right? So, and I think that would have been an easy repaint. Well, I guess not. You'd have to replace her legs with somebody. But anyway, I think that there was still a lot of life in that line. So I don't know. I know that pretty much everybody's been talking about how it's dead, right? I hope that somehow they revive it. Dungeons and Dragons, as you guys were talking about, I think that they really got. I think Hasbro did Hasbro, which is they got in over their heads with the IPs, and unfortunately, you know, there wasn't enough hype around it to really keep it going, right? Because like the NECA had their hands in it, so did Super 7, and I think this. I'm not even sure about the Super 7 line right now. It's kind of up in the air right now.
Yeah.
But I would love to see Super 7 bring back a couple, at least finish off the main 5 characters. You know, I need to see Bobby. I need to see Hank. No, sorry, we have Hank. I need to see Bobby. I need to see who's the Cavalier again? What's his name again? Shoot.
Was it Eric?
Eric, the arrogant one, right? Eric, and of course Presto, right? I want to see those three guys, and not Sheila, Diana, yeah, Diana. Like we need those core characters. And where the heck is Venger? Like, I'm sorry, who did they release? The skeleton guy? I was like, who is this guy? I can barely remember who he was.
He's like an ancillary character.
I know, but I really need to see Venger and the Dungeon Master. That's really all I need. If we can at least get through those characters for Super 7, I think the line can pretty much go the way it needs to go, right? But I think you need to finish those. So I'm hoping that maybe Super 7 surprises everybody. Are they going to the Toy Fair actually? Is Brian going to go to Toy Fair this year? Okay. So yeah, I'm hoping for that from Super 7. You know, I want to see. Are they going to bring a Vulture-Man? Are they going to bring Vulture-Man and
yeah, they most likely will have the Sky Sled and Vulture-Man.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to see the Sky Cutter. That is a big thing, obviously. And I'm hoping they surprise all of us with maybe, you know, what was the other vehicle? The one that actually clamps down on it's the Thundercat one that
the nose diver.
No, the Thundercat one. The one it's like a claw. It's like a Bengali
Thunderclaw.
The Thunderclaw? Yeah. I would love to see that. Like the something to counteract the Sky Cutter, right? And I'm really, really hyped up for Mask. I mean, like I just posted a video for Mask, and I think a lot of people are really excited about. They're all hyped about Mask. You know what I mean? Because they're the best and the worst thing. It's actually a two-sided thing. They are the exact same scale as the original vehicles and the original action figures, but that's a double-edged sword. I mean, really, are you going to collect a scale that no longer fits in with the rest of your collection? Just like, Jared doesn't want to pick up SH Figure Arts anymore and doesn't want to pick up any Bayfex, right? Same situation, right? I would have really enjoyed it if they brought it up to a 6-inch scale so that they could play with G.I. Joes. You know what I mean? I think that would have been a huge idea. I'm wondering if there's still room for maybe this being the legacy line, and then later if there's enough interest that they actually bring it into the 6-inch scale. You know what I mean? I think that, like, because Hasbro likes doing that crap anyway. They have the vintage collection, they have the retro collection, they have the G.I. Joe retro. You know what I mean? They love playing with different scales. It's kind of funny that way. And then you know what? I really hope that NECA once again surprises us with a whole bunch of different things. It would be interesting. And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is all over the place right now. I mean, like, so many different lines going. It's pretty crazy. But yeah. I'm not really that excited for anything Marvel though. Like I think just like Star Wars, there's not really anything exciting right now for those two properties at this stage, right? Unless you're going to go back to like you said, some of the most classic characters. And yeah, I think that pretty much would cover it on what I'm looking for. Transformers doesn't really have a big presence at Toy Fair. Not that is Hasbro even going this year? Like I don't even know.
Yeah, they're always there.
Yeah,
but the way Hasbro does it is they're not at the Javits. They're always at their building, and you have your press pass, and you go to their event where you go in. They have their own auditorium, and you sit there and you watch. The thing is, you got to sit through all the brands. So you're like, Star Wars, Marvel, the other brands, anything that they have. At the time, I don't remember. I think they do boys. Yeah, it's like a boys presentation. You got to sit through all that, and then they let you go into the showroom, which to me, it's like the most dreaded thing. Every year I would go into their showroom. It gets so hot in there because there's just so many people like in those rooms, and everybody's like sweating, and it just gets musty. And yeah, dude, it's super uncomfortable because they put like a lot of lights, a lot of spotlights and stuff. So you start feeling that heat. And
Jared, you ever been in Toy Fair?
I've never been.
Yeah. So is it because is it because Mattel is like a capital sponsor? Because Mattel for like the last like so many years they've been like a big sponsor of
Mattel. What they do is they rent out like an alcove, like a whole section.
Yeah.
At the Javits, and it's like separate from the main showroom.
Yeah.
And you have to go, it's VIP by appointment only, and you go up into that area. It's usually mostly for buyers. I don't think they even let press in there because I remember in the past, we would go to a separate Matty Collector event for press, and that's where Scott would be, and they would show off the DCUC and the Club Matty Collector, the Club Grayskull. And what I missed about that is we would always get like whatever figure was dropping that month or the next month, we get that free, and we get like any DC figures that are coming out and stuff like that. But Hasbro, they have like their Hasbro breakfast, and they have their presentation thing, and like yeah, everybody's gonna be there. I'm surprised again, like I said, that Jada's not gonna be there, because I really was hoping to see more of the Scooby-Doo stuff. And like we talked about earlier, I would love to see them really branch out with Hanna-Barbera. I would love to see, I think one of the most sought after toy lines I would like to see is Johnny Quest. Johnny Quest, Thundar, definitely. I would love to see something with Jetsons, Flintstones. Obviously, we have the serial Flintstones and Barney, but to see like a full representation of Flintstones, they could even do like a 112, like Flintstones mobile and stuff like that. That I think that would be cool as shit. But that's up for grabs to see what's revealed this Saturday.
Jared, Steve Vendetta has a message for you.
Yeah, these are my club shelves. Yeah,
they look awesome. Like I don't know. Don't be hating, man. Don't be hating. They look awesome. I
don't want to know what Jared's light bill looks like.
it just doesn't cost pennies a day.
Pennies a day. It's a lot of lights.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't keep them on all freaking day. That would make any sense.
They're not on that often, really. Yeah.
Sylvanian families of grace.
Oh my gosh.
Funny.
Too funny. But you know what, Carlos, you know what? I'm excited about this raffle. You know what I mean? I'm really excited about this raffle. How about we go through some, because you got a whole bunch of them on the actual thumbnail. Why don't we just go through a couple of them, if you want to share that one?
Yeah, sure.
Yep. So, like you said, JP, you're definitely giving away, and I can't believe you know what, I'll be perfectly honest, I can't believe you're giving away this stuff, okay? Because some of this stuff looks ridiculous. Obviously, these are from Mythic Legions, right? There, you
I have the Mumra right here if you want to see it.
Yeah, I mean they look sick. Seriously, like
this is what a Mumra would look like if they do a feature film.
Oh,
I mean, in my opinion, I would love it to look like that. Because
it's 7 inches, it just looks so great, and it would really fit in well with the current line, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then you guys are giving away some crazy Marvel Legends, and of course Mayfix figures. You're giving away that. Is that the general release Venom, or was it?
That's the SDCC exclusive.
There you go. So that one's even more valuable, right? That one's even much more rare. He's got the cartoon colors, and then of course the Mayfix Daredevil. That's the original one, right? The one that
that's the original one.
The OG. That's the first. I hear that it's sold out already, and now they're doing the re-release.
A re-release.
Supposedly the re-release is more expensive than the original.
I think it's just people want to get it, probably fast. Probably people don't want to get rid of this Daredevil, right? So they want to get it as soon as possible. And then of course you just showed off the Venom, but you're also giving the Chrome Dome Cobra Commander, right? Is that the Coco, or is that the regular one?
Regular Chrome Dome.
So it's not the Mickey Mouse Coco.
No.
Right, but it's still a great figure. And then of course this is the big boy right here, though, the Serpentor. Oh my gosh, people are still crying that I don't know how they're still crying over this. I mean, it got released 3 times. I don't know why people are still crying over it, but somebody inevitably missed it. So there's another chance to pick up those guys. These are the ones I'm definitely throwing in my $5 for. You got to be kidding me, man! Like Imagine X, these guys never came to North America. Is that right, Carlos?
Yeah, those are. I got those in Panama when I went for New Year's. Those are like oversized. They're like 10 inches or something like that.
They look seriously, they look so good. Like
it's honestly, about the size that they're in there, right?
The sculpt is nice. Do they come with swords? Because like they look really cool.
No, they come like that. They don't come with accessories or anything like that. They're like that.
That's too bad because they look really, really good.
I know. I was so bummed. Like, oh man, I wish they have like a sword or a staff, but no, they come like that.
That's what
Do you
customizers.
guys remember the Mega He-Man and Skeletor from 2000X back in the day? They were like that. They were like oversized.
I think I know what
huge.
you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They were
those were
they were
super
statues
cool.
though, weren't they? Or were they?
No. They were action
No, they
figures,
were
but
figures.
they were a little more like Rotocast. But
Yeah. They didn't do a
You
whole
have
lot.
them?
but they did the He-Man was the snake armor He-Man,
Ah, okay.
Yep.
and then it was a Skeletor.
Yeah.
And those things were really hard to find.
Yeah, just like these. These two are incredibly difficult to find anywhere in North America. And then, of course, the Bone Throne. I mean, this one, people are going crazy over this one. Lights. It doesn't have any sound though, but the lights change color too. They have different
Yeah.
color schemes as well. And then we have Shocker and Agent Venom. That Agent Venom looks sick. Like I've always liked the way the what is it called? The Revotech one is ridiculous. The Agent.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
insane.
yeah.
That's crazy. But
Nothing
this one's a
can
pretty.
top that.
The Revoltech is so specific, man. Like, I do not collect Revoltech. Like, I think I just bought one Revoltech figure, and I think it was All Might from My Hero Academia.
Oh, nice.
That's
He's
it.
good. He's so good.
Yeah.
And of course, these two are on the classic cards. And we got some reaction figures. Now, these ones are rare, aren't they? JP, this one's they're both glow in the
I don't
dark.
know,
right?
man,
Or-
because it's like we're reaction. They're just it's a niche kind of collector group. You know what I mean? Like, I love the nostalgia of it. It reminds me of figures from back in the day, but I feel like they've done so many different colorways. Like, the glow in the dark one makes sense, but then I'm not sure what this mutant one represents. I think it was maybe there was a variant in that color in LJN.
Mm.
I think that's what it is.
Yep.
I think
Well,
it's it's one that's from like another country. It's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
That would
Do
make
Do you
sense.
collect them?
Not the reaction, not anymore.
Yeah.
It's too many.
Yeah.
I just have one reaction. I mean, one group of reaction, and those are the ones from Anti-Eternia He-Man. I think I have the 4 versions of that one. I think I have the exclusive from Germany. I think the SDCC, and I don't remember the other one. Yeah.
And then, of course, we got the Samurai Usagi, which again, great figure. I really love the Stansakai stuff. It looks really, really good, especially the way NECA's been handling it. I think that those guys are really sought after. The retail line, again, I'm hoping for them to finish this entire line. Jared, what are your thoughts on DX right now? Like my personal thoughts is, if they I think that if they release a Wily Kit and a Wily Cat, they'll sell out like hotcakes.
I honestly don't know what I think about the deluxe stuff at this point because they've only done 2 figures and it's been like 4 months since those came out. And they had, I mean, I'm okay with this Lion-O, but Monkey's an odd choice for a first figure for a bad guy, especially when it's not really changed from the Ultimates. It just doesn't have the accessories.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Lion-O is very different. I don't know. It seems kind of odd. I don't because like you can't buy much of anything with this. I don't know how they're going to release all of these again. Like Tigra could be redone next and make the correct arm this time.
We need,
and that'd be how you get a corrected Tigra or something.
Yeah, 100%. And the paint scheme too. I mean, like he looks like he's like crapped on himself on his chest. It doesn't make any sense.
They could fix that weird shading that's on there or and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Wily Kit and Wily Cat would be really good to do in this though, and just give them a handful.
Jared, that figure is like on the classics box or is like a new box?
Which one?
The Tigra.
He's the same. Yeah, he's basically a classics box. Yeah.
Yeah, he's more of a classics. He needs to slender down. He looks way too beefy.
He's also
he could be old Tigra, and then they could do the young Tigra and make him a little slimmer.
I think old Tigra, old Tigra would need to be a lot thinner. Like he would have to be.
Oh, you mean like that they do the Cave of Time?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about like in the vintage line where there was the 2 versions of Tigra and people called one the old version and one the young version.
Oh, it was 2 versions of that one?
That makes sense.
But I would actually love to get a Cave of Time Tigra. I want a frail old man. Tigra, because he's my favorite Thundercat, so I'll take every version they can give.
They should just They should just take your vampire and make him into tiger. You should just do that.
Yeah, just like hunch him over and paint him like a tiger, and
you should just do that. JP,
Just put that head on it, and that's it. It's old man tiger.
that's right. And we got some pretty cool pops. We got Triclops, the Hulk. Which unicorn is that? I can't even tell. Inside out.
Inside Out.
Yeah, Inside Out unicorn and Shipwreck. I mean, those are some really. I'm not a pop collector, so I don't really know. But they seem like really cool giveaways. But these two, oh my god, these two are the two to get. The Halloween costume guys, those are freaking awesome.
Yeah, the Ben Cooper kids are like, that has been, it's crazy because it's such a simple formula, and I'm sure it's probably one of the most cost effective IPs that NECA is doing, because it's literally like just do a plastic costume, put a plastic mask, generic child, different colors, and it's so iconic, and it's so nostalgic. At the same time, I love these, man. I haven't picked up every single one, but I definitely want to get the vast majority of them. I know Carlos picked up a couple for me. He got the Batman one. He got the Dracula and Phantom of the Opera. I really want to get that glow-in-the-dark Creature from the Black Lagoon, because the first wave, Creature from the Black Lagoon, is going for disgusting money right now.
Yeah.
And
then of course we do have the sorceress Tila. She looks amazing. And did you mention this is insane. I can't believe this is actually in the pool.
1/6 scale Magneto.
I'm pretty sure Jared's going to put $5 in for that. I mean,
I want that prototype figure, but this would be
the prototype.
This would be a bad thing to win, because I don't want any reason to need more of those.
And then
you have the X-Men animated though. You have those 1/6?
No, I don't buy those.
Oh, you're just doing the Motu.
I just do the Motu, yeah, because that's the only 1/6 stuff I do. Well,
Thundercats.
Yeah.
I think that's more than enough, man.
Yeah.
And then of course,
so prediction time, Jared. How much do you think the Mondo Mumra is going to be?
I think he'll be whatever Beastman was, probably.
Beastman was like 275.
He was 275.
Is that all? I say, is that all? That's still a lot,
right? I think Mumra is gonna be 300.
Well, then Mumra would definitely have to be more than that, because he should be enormous.
He's gigantic. He should be.
Humongous.
But I'm crossing my fingers that he's still going to be around the 275 mark. I don't know why, but I'm crossing my fingers. And if anything, I'm hoping the retail version is 275 and the deluxe is 300.
Did you all see the image on Toy Collector magazine where they were talking to Hector, and Hector said, they said, "What's next?" And he said, "All I can say is she's awesome." So they put a picture of Chitara and a crystal ball. So it's like Chitara 1/6 apparently is next.
Wow.
That'd be
How
great.
do y'all feel about that?
As long as we get them in a timely manner, I don't care what order they come in.
I hope.
Yeah.
And if she's as good as Tila was, then I'll be just fine.
Yeah. But I do hope that maybe they give them a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe rework the legs a little bit, because I think her pose, she'd have to do a bit more extension. You know what I mean? Just because of the kind of. I know it's not super necessary. I totally get that, but I don't know. I've always wanted.
They're not very agile figures, for sure.
Yeah, no. I've always wanted a maximum Chitara. I've always wanted a maximum. You know what I mean? Like
here's the funny part: the Super 7 Chitara is horrible as far as.
That's what I mean.
The head portrait looks like ass. the knee joints are garbage, and it's funny because it gets brought up a lot. I think the most recent show was the Thunder Nerds. They were talking to Brian, and they're like, what about a Chitara that can actually do a running pose? And Brian's like, oh, but you're talking about like an exaggerated. No, I'm talking about a natural running pose. She cannot do it. She looks like she's handicapped, or like she's gonna break her leg, because the way they do the articulation, it's like a cap that goes over the knee joint, and then the back of the calf hits the back of the thigh, and there's just like no range there, man. It's like such a weird kind of angle. I know for a fact that Mondo will get a lot more versatility on that body with Chitara than Super 7.
I'm
Because
hoping so.
my Lion-O is, like Jared said, it's not very agile, but my Lion-O moves better than most Motu 1/6. He's
Yeah, he was really
a lot
smooth.
more agile, and he has double knees.
Mm. Yep.
So they could definitely do double knees on Chitara.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Like, I'm just dying to see Mumra on display. I think it's going to be at WonderCon. So that pre-order should be dropping pretty soon. I
I'm
would
hoping so.
be
That would be-
surprised early March.
Yeah, but guys, please check out From the Realm. Check out the Instagram page. The raffle is happening next Friday. Is that what we're doing it?
I mean, right now, I'll be candid. We've had some participation. We appreciate the participation. I know it's kind of our first rodeo, but if we don't get to a certain number, we'll just we'll refund the participants and try something else, because obviously to give away this plethora of prizes and stuff, we do need heavy participation. So if you're interested in anything here at all, $5, $10, it goes a long way. Spread the word, tell your friends. We're hoping to do this next Friday, and we're hoping to give away some prizes. So spread the word, tell everybody, and we appreciate your support.
Yeah. It's you said it was $5 per entry or $7? How about
$5,
Right.
$5 a spot. Yeah, unlimited entries.
Yep. It's gonna be great, guys. We're gonna keep pushing this up until the next week, and yeah, guys, this is for a great cause. I mean, From the Realm. If you want to just throw it back up there really quick, Carlos. If you guys haven't checked it already, which why wouldn't you have? I mean, this is a line which I'm very excited for, and I think these guys, and of course, you guys know, Carlos and JP are going to be at Toylanta Power Up, so we can actually see some of these prototypes, and of course, some of the great new figures that they have. They're test shots right now. They're actually not. They're actually just prototypes. They're really, really expensive prototypes. And one of the prototypes is actually up in the raffle itself. So you guys definitely got to check this out. And of course, the rules are all here on the actual site. And guys, please, 700 spots available. And if you guys are interested, pick up as many tickets as you can so that you can be eligible for this raffle.
I have something here. Let me see. I can show you guys just to show something new. So here is, pull it up here separately. Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, let me pull it up here. Share screen, share screen. Here we go. All right. So if you pull that up, so this is still not final, but just so you get an idea, what you're seeing here is one of the things we're planning on offering in our campaign is going to be a vampire hunter killer like expansion set. It's going to consist of the weapons that a vampire hunter would use, a Van Helsing or whatever. You'll have wooden stakes, you'll have crucifix, you'll have like a crossbow, like a double barrel crossbow that shoots the stakes, a musket, very classic Victorian era kind of weapons to fight vampires, a vial for holy water. And then what I wanted to include as well as a bonus is that if you got that kit as an incentive, you get battle damage parts for your vampire. So this is an example, not final yet, but we want to do a hand where it shows like it's battle damage from, trying to fend off a crucifix, and it's gotten actually, branded into the palm there. So, this is something that you would get as an exclusive with the Vampire Hunter set, as well as alternate battle damaged heads the idea is to have at least 2 heads. One would be branded by a crucifix across the face, as like one eye is melted, and then like just very gruesome. And the other one I want to do is like a half melted off face where the vampire has been exposed to sunlight. And not sure if I could pull it off yet, but I would like to do something where there's almost like a translucent piece that depicts like the steam coming off the face, and you just see the skull exposed and the skin melting off, side of the face. So that's just to give you guys an idea of like what we're planning on doing with as far as add-ons and accessory packs and stuff.
That's pretty crazy.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely love to see that. Because yeah, you could probably do something along those lines. I mean, like Venom, the new deluxe Venom, he's got this like
the mucus.
The drool.
Yeah, the mucus, the drool, the freaking drool that you could just like slam in there, right? So definitely,
it's always that one little new thing. Like, forget the last 10 Venoms you've bought. Get this one, because now this one is removable drool. It's not just there; it's removable.
Well,
and
this one's also 10
really
inches.
weird anatomy.
This one's also
You're getting that one?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not
What about you, Jared?
Oh yeah.
You got the 10-inch Venom, right?
Yeah, I
It
pre-ordered
looks
him.
weird. The anatomy looks weird to me. It looks like he has no neck, and
It's from
It's kinda
it's from the game.
it's from the
Oh,
game.
Yeah, it's from that
He looks
Spider-Man
great.
2 game.
He looks
Yeah,
great.
it's from the game.
All he's got to do is he can't step. He just has to go back and do some leg day, and he'll be fine. I mean, like it's he looks like old Terry Crews from White Chicks.
I think all those Spider-Mans that they have in that wave, probably to me the most interesting one is the Puerto Rican
Everyone's saying that.
costume.
Everyone is saying the same thing.
Like-
A lot. Listen, that's gonna be sold out. A lot of people are gonna buy that one.
I guarantee.
Yeah,
you.
because of the
That's for sure.
representation, the ethnic
Like, for sure.
representation.
I like the Spirit Spider, but other than him, I'm like literally, we were doing a live stream the other day. Hey, look, it's another Spider. Hey, look, it's another Spider. Hey, it's another Spider-Man. Like, we literally were just saying the same thing over and over again. We're like, okay, and
It's a Miles. It's another Miles. Oh wait, there's another Miles.
is that Miles? Wait a second, I can't tell.
It should be
Remember-
called the Miles-averse.
What I think is like actually build a figure is dead, right? At this point for Marvel.
It
No,
looks
we
like they're
haven't seen
going
that.
away from that.
Yeah.
It seems that way, yeah, because they had the comic collection one with the mini comics, and then the Secret Wars. Obviously, the bonus thing is the shield with the what do you call that effect?
Lenticular.
The lenticular piece, which that's really cool. It's a nice call out for the original Secret Wars figures I used to have, but I think I'm fine with the Build-A-Figure program going away. It's just sometimes those Build-A-Figures are like, in a way, they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot, because a lot of people would buy full waves to build the Build-A-Figures, but I guess they've run out of characters to turn into Build-A-Figures. So, like I remember one of the stupidest Build-A-Figures was
Hit Monkey.
Hit Monkey, dude. Yeah, it's like, are you kidding me? Just build a miniature. You know what I mean? Didn't they do one that was it was a
If
space
they-
dog? Cosmo? Was it Cosmo?
Yeah, they did Cosmo.
Yeah. What? Wait, they
Build a
built
dog.
Cosmo? Really?
Yeah, Cosmo was a build a figure.
He's so tiny. Wait, she's so
Mantis.
tiny.
Remember Build a Mantis? They did build that one female from Black Panther. It was just like really like lame choices, man.
Yeah.
I
Like
don't know. I just
they should. You know what? Either do a crowdsource for Fing Fang Foom, or freaking do another build a figure for Fing Fang. I mean, like seriously, like how long is everyone's been asking for Fing Fang Foom for I think it's like 5-6 years now. Like what they should just. I'm hoping eventually they're going to do it, because
I think
the
we're gonna
last
get
piece.
Man, a Fing Fang Foom will be like insane.
It would be.
To be honest,
It would
with
have to
you.
be like massive,
The-
like
That's a
galactic.
Hasbro.
The
Yeah.
KO
Yeah.
is selling for exactly the same price as the original now. It's ridiculous. It's the dumbest. It's the dumbest thing ever.
How much is the Build-A-Figure?
I don't know. It's probably like $200-300. I would imagine. It's not cheap.
It was like you had to buy like 10 figures. No,
Yeah, it was a huge
It was
wave.
big. Yeah.
It was huge.
they never did something that massive again.
And that's what I'm
It
saying.
must-
If they put that again as another Build-A-Figure anniversary edition, whatever it is that they decide to do with it, it would sell like crazy. People really want that Fing Fang Foom. And if not, get the HasLab going. Seriously, people like what is that thing that they teased last time? It's a tiny missile. Like what is
Oh,
that?
I think that's gonna be from the Maximum Hulk.
Yeah, I think it's Hulk. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
a lot of people
you
are
always
saying-
see like a Hulk like grabbing a missile and
Yeah.
crushing
Yeah.
it or throwing it back. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm really excited for that Hulk, to be honest with you, because I think it's gonna have like the same, like Spider-Man is gonna have like new articulation, because he comes with the Hulk smash
He's
stuff.
gonna have the hand clap. Yeah,
He needs to
the
have
gamma.
like butterfly joints that actually works
Yeah. It's gonna
forward.
go like
Going back to the
literally.
Toy Biz 2-pack Hulk that could actually do that. Remember, it had the rubber hands, and he could actually go like that.
That's crazy.
That'll be crazy if they actually do that. I would love to see like that 80s classic look, Hulk with the lamb chops, similar to what they did with Marvel Legends anniversary, but with a brand new body, and have more of like that classic Marvel Legends 2-pack Hulk expression. I think they could do an awesome job with that. So I'm looking forward to that. The effects could be cool, maybe like some smoke, like clear smoke effect, or the gamma clap. I mean, they could do some really cool stuff with it. It'll be interesting to see, because Spider-Man obviously is a character that you could do a lot with because of his webbing. They did a lot of shapes and different things with his webbing. But when you look at Hulk, he's just a massive, big, burly guy. So other than the effects of like his attacks and like different hands and expressions, he'll probably bring like 2 or 3 heads. That's what I'm thinking, maybe.
Yeah, because I was saying the other in another stream that
The
everyone's
question though is, do you think he'll be $49.99 like Spider-Man?
I was going to say that though, but what I was saying was everyone's concerned, right? That the price point $50 is going to be the going forward. That's crazy. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
If you think about when you think about how many accessories come with a standard Marvel Legends figure, it's like 2 or 3 max. You know what I mean? Like that's about it. And then if you decide to say, okay, fine, we get this new buck with this brand new articulation, and then you remove all the other 20 accessories that he's got, because when you really think about it, you count each and every accessory. He's got 24 accessories. So you remove it, you scale it all the way down to like 3 or 4 accessories, and he'll be $25, $30. You know what I mean? I think that's probably going to be the maximum price. At least that's what I'm imagining, right? And then with Hulk, he's probably going to be around the $50 mark, because
I mean, that
he'll
Venom
have
that went
less
up was
accessories.
60 on his own, so he's going to be at least that.
Right?
Yeah.
So he'll
Yeah,
have
imagine that. Yeah, just like you said, like that's the best example. The Venom is gonna be $60.
I
But
bet
Venom
he
is
could
like
do
10
more,
inches
honestly.
tall, right?
If there's more tooling, if he's newly tooled and a new engineering and new articulation
And more
a bunch of
accessories.
accessories, he's going to be more than 60.
I will say 75.
Really?
I
That's a
mean,
mask.
that blob figure sells for like $80 everywhere right now. Like,
Wow,
so
that's crazy.
there's definitely precedent for a very expensive figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I just can't
Totally.
understand. I really just can't understand the polarity on this. I mean, it's like, well, maybe I can. I just like everyone's been asking for a more highly articulated figure. You finally get one, and everyone's like, "I'm not paying that price," and the lines are being drawn. People are calling each other shills. It's the worst. Like the toy community is a funny place. So it's a great community to be a part of, but at the same time, sometimes, oh man, we're all just big children at the end of the day. I think that's really what it boils down to.
I have a question just to segue a little bit from toys, but talk about related subject. How do you guys feel about the Fantastic Four movie? Like, are you excited about that? Are you excited about new representation and action figures from those looks? Because I think that thing looks incredible, and overall the team looks great. I love the nostalgic colors, and I could see good potential in even like an MCU style wave for those.
I'm
What do you
interested in
think,
the movie.
Gary?
I mean, I'm definitely curious. I like the Fantastic Four. I won't buy the figures though. I don't buy movie figures, so
You don't buy the movie ones; you just got comic ones.
just comic stuff.
Yeah, me too. I'm in the same. I don't like movie figures.
Not that I don't like movie figures, but I don't collect movie figures. It's weird. It's really, really strange. Mainly because I don't think that any company really gets the likenesses 100% correct. I mean, like, it's hard.
Yeah.
Right. At the end of the day, it's really hard. Like Farland, whatever, man. They I don't think they pay for the licenses, to be honest with you. But there's something about the style. I mean, I like the direction they're going in. But the Thing looks amazing. He looks pretty much like he came out of the comic book. Looks like he's literally jumping out of the comic, right? But I don't know. I guess I have to see the movie first. I think that's really what it boils down to, because I watched Captain America just the other weekend, and I enjoyed it as a movie. But spoilers ahead, if anybody hasn't watched it, Sam Wilson should not be alive right now. I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there if anybody hasn't seen it yet.
Okay.
Sam
I'm
Wilson,
gonna go see it this weekend.
we'll see it. Because when you see the one scene that I saw, I was like, all right, bye Sam. Like, seriously, Sam, you should not be standing right now. It was just that kind of moment. I was like, Jesus Christ, that doesn't make any sense. That literally doesn't make any sense. Other than that, though, the movie is interesting. I mean, like, it but for me, oh no, you know what? You're gonna watch it, right, JP? I'll shut up.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it this
I
weekend.
will shut up right now. But yeah.
I got a question, guys. Like, Jared, you have any show that you're going to, or you're like just like staying like low key for shows?
I don't really get to a lot of shows. I mean, pretty much the only thing
You
I
go
go to is Legion's
you
Con.
go to Legion's Con.
Yeah, I'll be at Legion's Con for sure, but I don't.
What
know.
about-
I don't get to a lot of other shows.
What about IshCon?
I don't usually go. It's just so far. Like, everything's so far.
Because
drive
where are you located?
I'm in Kentucky, which doesn't sound that far away from him, but it's actually pretty far. And the other thing is, like, it's either I'm gonna fly, which then that's the money involved, and do I want to spend that, or I have to drive, and I don't have anybody to drive with, so I hate driving long distances alone. So
Yeah, no, makes sense.
Yeah, I
You're
don't
not like Mega J. Mega J loves to drive long distances.
Yeah, I love it.
He drives everywhere.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I got another question. Look, like, how's everything with your channel, man? Like, for people who follows you and stuff like that, any news or stuff like that?
no, I'm just trying to work on reviews and get back into it. Trying to finish up the Necronominus stuff right now, and move
That's
on
a
to
lot
something
of-
that isn't Four Horsemen for a bit.
That's a lot of figures.
Yeah, I've got a few that'll go up this weekend, and I'm almost done with them.
Which one is your favorite one out of the whole bunch?
Probably
Now that you have
Gideon.
them in hand.
Yeah, probably Gideon. But also the Terpiculi is also really good.
Yeah, that one looks really cool.
I mean, you could pick pretty much any one of them, and it'd be the right answer.
I just picked up
it's
Sir Elijah, and
I filmed a review for him today. He was like the one I didn't really care about because he's kind of the most plain out of all of them, but he's really good. Soft goods on him are really good.
yeah, because he's got that Valiant Knight body, right? So
Yeah, he's
like
just like
more-
a darker gunmetal-y Valiant Knight with gold details.
Wow.
But so are the other two though. All three of the knights are all Valiant Knights.
Well, that's awesome. And I got a question now that we're talking about Mythic Legions, like the Dragon Man. Like, people are talking about the expansion or extension pack, whatever. Like, anybody has like any info or news about how it's gonna be? It's gonna be like a whole package, or everything is gonna be like separate, like the wings, the head, the flame effects?
I think it's a set. It's the dragon and then the stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
But and the way I understand it is that they both have a minimum production goal. If the bonus parts have the potential, although very unlikely, to not be able to be made.
What is the base price on it now? It's
$550.
$550. Okay, so I was reading that wrong. Yeah, so the base price is $550. The extension pack.
We don't know what the
bring it up.
expansion pack costs.
No, we don't know the extension.
No.
Yeah, that's
Because
I'm thinking there's gonna be like, I'm wondering. I know there's the flame effect. You think there'll be like a burned victim, or more like a dragon rider?
In one of the things that they posted, because it's not just that expansion thing. There are stretch goals too that they haven't talked about.
Oh, is that right?
And they said in one of those posts that the stretch goals were figures.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's because it says specifically stretch goals, and then in parentheses figures ! Is what it said. I don't think a lot of people noticed that.
I wonder.
See, I think there were 2 figures at Legion's Con that were there that were
all
burned.
those burned victims and everything. One was it was like a skeleton that was painted like all ashy, and then there was one of the like basically Mask of the Red Death bodies, the zombie parts.
Yeah. I think those are gonna be like stretch goals. But yeah, I mean, I was hoping, because depending on the price on the accessory pack, I mean, man, like, because how much is gonna be? Like $200?
I hope not. I'm betting at least 100.
If it's 100, I'm down. But if it's like $200, I think I'm gonna skip on the accessory pack.
Yeah, I think this thing, for better or worse, is going to end up being a lot more expensive than people expected it was going to be.
Oh, definitely.
Because
shipping and everything. Yeah.
People were expecting everything to be like $500 or something like that. So when they announced the $550, I was like, well, still in range. I mean, it's not that much. But then when they said about like the extras and whatever that is going to be separate, I was like,
and how much is it going to cost to ship? Tax.
I'm thinking at the end of the day, it's going to be like a cat slayer situation. You're going to pay like a cat slayer situation. You're going to be like $850 out the door, all in.
You think they're going to charge $100 to ship this thing? Like,
I mean, maybe not $100, but if you want to get the open wings and get all the other stuff like the flame effect,
it's going to be a big package.
Yeah,
it is
be a big box.
Yeah,
it's definitely a beautiful piece, and I really, even if I decide to pass on this one, I really want it to happen because I want there to be like an ice dragon or like a flame dragon, or like, have different colorways roll out in different years and stuff like that.
Well, actually, somebody posted something on the Cabal, I think it was today. I think back in the days, I think it was 2020 or 2019.
Are you talking about that old post they pulled up of Jeremy's?
The Jeremy's. And he made kind of like,
or whatever. Yeah,
the dragons. And it was one that I think was black, right? With red or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
And another one was kind of like grayish style, something like that.
Yeah, and they've said there are at least 5 dragons.
Wow.
Yeah, that's insane.
Not that they're making 5 dragons, but in terms of the story, there are 5 dragons.
Right.
Yeah, I think that I mean, if they have the tooling, like of the body, I think the main thing will be like maybe they're gonna change the heads, to make them different.
Yeah.
And maybe the wings, because they're like separate. Like, who knows? But I mean, if I believe they're gonna make them, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's gonna be one every year.
Between now and maybe 2030.
God, that sounds ridiculous.
We'll have like 2 dragons.
I mean, I may get the dragon, to be honest with you. I mean, it's a piece that I don't want to miss.
Oh,
I don't want to be knocking my head like, oh, why?
Yeah.
I think I'm tapped out with the cat slayer at this point. I don't think I can make another pictures that big for a while. The cat slayer pretty much drained the fuck.
Hey, that cat slayer, man! I can't believe Big Bad put those up for $1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah, but
and they were,
I have a funny feeling just because of the nature of it. I think it was their extra stock that they decided to pick up. So
it was substandard grade.
Yeah, well, the shipping. Yeah, I
at a
know.
premium.
That was so that pissed me off when I saw that. You saw my live stream. That pissed me off. I was like, what the hell is this? You have a substandard grade system? I didn't even know that was a thing, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, to further that, they're not putting on an extra box. They're shipping it as is. It says it right in the description.
Yeah, there's no way to make a box for that shit.
No, you can. But you literally have to make it. You literally have to grab a whole bunch of cardboard and tape the whole thing up. Right?
Yeah, like Frankenstein it. Yeah.
But you'd have to order custom boxes if not. And those are
Jared, your cat slayer came out like perfectly.
I mean, the box didn't, but it's fine. Yeah.
But you didn't have issues with the actual cat slayer, right?
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Jorge, yours?
Have you heard anything back from Super Simon? I know that there was like one of my gun turrets was defective, and the rest was the box. Really, everything else was.
No, the only thing I heard really was that once they were done shipping everything, they would start to figure out what they were going to do about the box situation.
It's the same standard answer they keep giving everybody right now. So I guess we'll find out. Like I said, like if everybody wants a pristine box, it's going to be.
I already don't care at this point. It doesn't. It's out of the box.
You have your stuff already.
I don't care at this point. Like it was annoying. It was annoying at the time. I don't give a shit.
If they offer to me, I'm going to do something. But
I'm not going to say no if they say we'll send you a
exactly
box. Sure, yes.
Yeah.
Oh well, guys. I mean, it's been awesome. I mean, Jared, man, thank you so much for being with us. Man, we really appreciate your presence here.
Yeah, of course. You guys have asked me to be on like every Legion's Con. We can get you on the show, like, okay, and then we never do it. So it's good to do it.
No, thank you so much. And I mean, let us know how we can contact you, like how people can follow you and everything else. I mean, let us know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously YouTube, Toy Bro, Toy_Bro on Instagram, and because it was already taken on Twitter, Toy Bro Reviews, which is where I'm mostly active, or X, or whatever you want to call it.
Really? I don't get Twitter. Like I'm on Twitter, and everything's like, I can't comment because this person doesn't follow you. There's like all these weird rules on Twitter that, like,
most of that's
audience can't grow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I post, or like I'll try to repost and things like that, and I just barely get any activity on there. So.
I may try that, you know.
JP, unless you're bitching every single day, at the littlest things, no one's gonna follow you on Twitter. Just forget about it. Don't even bother. It's literally it is literally like the echo chamber of echo chambers. Okay, you gotta find a community, and you gotta basically say, all right, today I'm gonna complain about this today, and then I'm gonna complain about this today. That's basically it. So I've been on Twitter just like everybody else, and literally I just post whatever and hope somebody says something, and then that's it.
Jay, what's going on with you?
No, guys, you know what? I want to thank you guys, of course, for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to be on Toy Addicts Anonymous. But guys, what's up with me? Please buy some tickets, man. Like seriously, the raffle is amazing. These guys have an incredible amount of giveaway prizes. I mean, who doesn't want a freaking 1/6 scale Magneto? That thing is freaking amazing. And of course, the creme de la creme, the prototype for the vampire. Come on, that's just nuts. That's absolutely crazy. The raffle's happening this Friday. Next Friday, not this Friday. Next Friday. If they don't reach the minimum requirement for the number of tickets sold, then it'll be pushed back, or there'll be another event coming up soon. But seriously, guys, if you are into supporting indies, you have to take a look at From the Realm. It's a great project. I love what they're doing, and of course, we are going to be at Toylanta and / Power Up Toylanta. You guys are going to come see the badass reviews and toy addicts. I'm going to be there as well, and we're going to be pushing the brand new release for From the Realm. The actual Kickstarter itself is going to be another, I think, a month later. When is it, guys?
May.
Yeah, in May, and we're really excited for that. Jared, are you come to Toylanta, or you?
Unfortunately, not. I'll be there in spirit only.
That's all right, guys. Check out Toy Bro on YouTube. He's doing incredible work, and of course, his favorite color is not orange. Guys, thank you Thank you guys so much for
JP.
No, it's always, man. Thank you for tuning in with us again today. Working on a lot of exciting things every day. It's just, having conversations with Carlos. I'm always sending Carlos pictures. I'm like, look at this, look at this, look at this. We got a lot of things that our sculptors have been finalizing. And we're right now working on printing the prototype, which is actually going to be articulated. So you can actually see how this thing moves and everything like that. Really excited to be working with David Bonner on this venture. I think he's like one of the OGs, right? I mean, he comes from Toy Biz, for God's sake. So he's been there. He did the Marvel Universe line. He knows the ins and outs of the industry. And so it's awesome to have him on our corner to help us champion this campaign through. And yeah, pretty much Toy Addict 26 on IG, Thundercats Classics on IG, and of course From the Realm on IG. It's from_the_realm. You can also join our Facebook group on Facebook. It's a private group, so you have to ask to join. I'm gonna see if maybe later on we could open a public group so people don't have to ask, because I feel like that's kind of limiting our growth. But yeah, we're there. Just send a request and we'll approve it right away.
Awesome.
And buy raffle tickets because we got some really cool shit up for grabs. I mean, over $2,000 in prizes, literally.
Yeah. Well, guys, I mean, thank you so much, man. Jared, thank you so much, man. Like, really appreciate your presence here. Mega J, also thank you so much. And of course, Toy Bro is gonna do the review on one of the From the Realm figures, correct? Maybe he's gonna do a prototype.
Whatever you guys want.
If we have the blessing. So yeah, pretty cool. And also Mega J, I don't know how much it costs to send that to Canada.
What you know what? We're gonna see each other. I can do a review in the hotel room. I mean, like it's
hotel review.
I can't wait to see our vampire with a nice bold orange background.
Gonna make it pop.
Really crazy poses.
I know, right? I know. Well, guys, thank you so much for being with us. I mean, again, Toy Addicts Anonymous, me, Badass Reviews, Carlos, JP, Toy Bro, Mega J. Thank you so much, guys, and see you later.
Have a good night, guys.